Shalom everybody, and Shana Tova Tafshin Dalet. Baruch Hashem, תהיה שנת פתיחת דלתות. The year of doors opener for all of us, doors opener for good things. And I heard my lecture that been sent to you, and I would like to add something more. You know, I'm doing it mostly for my soul, so I can teach Torah, and for people who want to benefit from it as well, it will be a little bit deeper and useful to my opinion. Omnam, I'm reading from Zohar Achrei Mot, Yom Kippurim, but I'm reading in the middle of the Ma'amar. So you can find it in Seif Kuf Yud Chet, but it's in the end. It's not in Kuf Yud Chet. It's in the end of Kuf Yud Chet. Only the Sulam. Omnam כדי להבין היטב עניין השעיר לעזאזל. If we want to understand that goat that we're throwing from the mountain, צריכים להרחיב הדברים. We have to make it a little bit clearer and deeper so we can understand that. The beautiful thing about Rabbi Yehuda Ashlag, that is not just telling us the words of emotion that we get excited about some meaning of the words. Rabbi Ashlag is revealed to us a language that don't seem to be exist when you read the paragraph. So, and it's not just the paragraph of the Torah, it's also the paragraph of the Zohar. So it says like this, B'yom Rosh Hashanah, B'i la'arvev le'satan. The Zohar said, in Rosh Hashanah, we are mixing the Satan, we're mixing the dark side. B'yom Kippurim, on Yom Kippur, B'i le'naicha o le'ma'aved le'naicha derucha. We are there to make him comfortable, to make him rest. V'kedina tabach senagoria. And that's how we make him from persecutor to our defender, to our lawyer. Let's understand how that can happen. How can that happen that the angel of death, the evil inclination, and the Satan become actually the one who speak good about you? Pirush advarim. Understanding it. We'll go like this. Ki biyom Rosh Hashanah, please remember the rules Rav Ashlag is about to share. חוזר העולם כמו שהיה ביום ד' במעשה בראשית. What happened in Rosh Hashanah? Yes, we know chronologically, this is the sixth day of creation, which is the creation of Adam and Eve, and that's why we are celebrating as Rosh Hashanah. But from an energy point of view, from the vibration point of view, we are not dealing with the sixth day of creation, we're dealing with the fourth day of creation. What happened in the fourth day of creation? The sun and the moon. שני המאורות הגדולים. מאורות, if you look at Parashat Ki Tavo, you see me'era. Me'era, mem aleph resh a, is also a curse. So it's a, כמו שהיה ביום ד' במעשה בראשית, דהיינו שחוזרים ונגלים גר דחוכמה. What happened on the fourth day of creation? The gar דחוכמה, the gimel הראשונות of חוכמה, within the left column, the activation of the strongest energy that exists, energy of judgment that we cannot handle it, it's been exposed and revealed. So what's wrong with that? ואז מתעורר הסבך א', the other side means negativity, להמשיך דינים לשמאל על העולם. Then the other side want to draw all the left column of judgment to the world. That's Rosh Hashanah. והתיקון לזה, what to do? תקיעת השופר, הממעט את הגר מן העולמות. What is the shofar blower? The person who blows the shofar has to meditate. For next year, those of you who blow the shofar, who listen to it, you're supposed to meditate to remove the gar the small. That's it. I mean, if you want to do more like תקיעה, תקע י"ק, או תרועה, תורה עין, או שברים, לשבר מחיצות ברזל, there is many meditation, but let's say you don't have time. Let's say you want to do what the Baal Shem Tov did with this Baal Tokea, Rabbi Zev Wolf. He teach him all the kavanot, and then he took the kavanot away. What you stay with? Gimel HaRishonot the small. Gar the small, meaning the left column energy, the upper left column energy, has to be cut by the shofar. That's what we do in Rosh Hashanah. So we are now, if we remove the Gar the small, then we have lacking of Gar the small. We're lacking that part that used to be there on the energy point of view of Wednesday. ונשארים בו"ב קצוות בלי ראש, והשטן מתבלבל. So when we remove the גימל הראשונות, the small, when we remove the קטע חוכמה בינה of left column, then Satan get confused. Because the entire achiza of the Satan, the entire achiza of the dark side is from the left column of Gimel Rishonot. Why? Because that's the energy where we sucking all of our chayut, That's where we're getting all of our livelihood. That's where we're getting all of our existence. That's where we're getting all our selfish behavior. So if we're cutting that, he has no use. כי על כל אחיזתו הוא בגרד השמאל. ואתה נלמו על ידי תקיעת שופר, וזה שופר בגד קנסל. אמנם כיוון שנלמו על גרד השמאל, מקום חיסרון בעולמות. If you remove the גימל ראשונות of כף שמאל, if you remove the כתוך מהבינה of left column of בינה, now you remove the part where the dark side is holding, and that's how he is seducing us. It seemed like a great news with the shofar on Rosh Hashanah. No, the job is not finished. Because now that place where the light used to be, even if it's a strong light, and even where we benefit all of our selfish behavior, where we benefit of all of our sin, where we benefit all of our crime, there is a problem. Because once you remove it, there is a vacuum. There is an empty space there. Where is the dark side like to go? Wherever there is lacking. When you are experiencing lacking, the dark side is there. You are sad, the dark side is there. אין השכינה שורה אלא מתוך שמחה של דבר מצווה, it say. Where is the שכינה is? Where there is שמחה של דבר מצווה. When there is an happiness of דבר מצווה. You're about to do kiddush and you're miserable, you have to know you have a friend, negative friend next to you, even if it's a mitzvah. But if you're about to do kiddush and you smile and you're excited and you teach Torah and you're excited, you study Torah and you're excited, then אין שכינה שורה אלא בדבר שמחה, תרוש שמחה של דבר מצווה. הוא מחטיא את הבריות. Then he's going back to that vacuum, and he said, even if I don't have גימל ראשונות, I can use the luck, because they remove that part, I can use the luck to draw people in like a vacuum, and then they can sin again. שזה סוד בינונים תלויים ועומדים עד יום כיפור. Now we know what it means in Rosh Hashanah. There is 3 books. One book for tzaddikim v'chasidim. What is tzaddikim v'chasidim? What is it? People who are not connected to God. They only connect to elevate the light from below to above, away from them. That's tzaddikim v'chasidim. What is Reshaim? Reshaim are only care about Gimel Rishonot the small. They only care about selfish behavior, how they can fulfill their stomach and whatever they want to fulfill. What is Beinoni? If you look at the Baal HaTanya, Beinoni, one day like this, one day like this, one day like this, one day like this. One day is tzaddik v'chasid, one day is a rasha. Beinoni. So the Beinoni is in big trouble. Because the Beinoni, when he's coming to go to Gimel Rishonot, not only is not going to get the light that usually you get when he's sin, because we remove it on Rosh Hashanah, he's going to be the dark side there. So Besukan, it's dangerous. ולפיכך נעשה תיקון שני, we have to fix it again on Yom Kippur. ביום כיפורים, שחוזרים וממשיכים מערת החוכמה. We are awakening the light of wisdom on the left side. We are awakening the Gimel Rishonot to go back to that place where it used to be forbidden, because now we have to activate it. ואם כל זה נעשה תיקון, how can you tell me that? He doesn't have a question here, Rav Ashlag, but we should ask that. How can you tell me that now by bringing Gimel Rishonot the small, that used to be the problem, that used to be the cause of all our sin, that Keter Chuma Bina of left column of Bina used to be the reason we sin, because the Satan sitting there and he's seducing us to come there, give us some light, little bit of light, spark, shine so bright for a short time, momentarily, and then we sin. So we remove it. Rosh Hashanah, Baruch Hashem. It seemed good. No. It's now a place of emptiness. Emptiness. He said, okay, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to use that style of seducing people. That reason. That reason the job is not finished till after Yom Kippur. ואם כל זה נעשה תיקון, שהסית רעך לא יתאחז בשמאל להחטיא העולם בהמשכת החוכמה, ממעלה למטה. So we need to make a fix that not is going to happen again this year. והיינו התיקון המובן בכמה מקומות שבעת גילוי החוכמה התגלו עם הדינים קשים, האנשים הרשעים. When you're awakening that left column, it will punish the wicked people. Now you may say, what do I care about wicked people? I'm tzaddik. I'm a tzaddik. He say, itamu. What does he say? Itamu. Chataim min haaretz u'shaim od enam. Hashem doesn't want the wicked people to die. Hashem wants itamu chataim min haaretz. Hashem wants the chataim, the sin, to be removed. Not the reshaim, chas v'shalom. You think that Hashem created a bria, creating an existence, that even if they exist and do bad, what does Hashem want? Kim shav. This is Shabbat Shuva. Shuva elai. Please come back to me. There is tikkun for every avera. Every avera there is a tikkunim. Every avera. But there is one tikkun that you have to do. It's called tshuva. Tshuva, tashuvei. We need to learn how to do the A. שעל ידי זה משומרת החובה שלא ימשיכו הרשעים אותם מלמעלה למטה. For that reason, that existence of light of wisdom, that's the essence of the light, that's the whole totality of the light, we have to learn how to use it. You can't put your finger into the socket, you're going to kill yourself. That's light of wisdom. You have to learn not to draw it from above to below. Above to below meaning you cannot draw that energy just for yourself. You have to have order chasadim. Order chasadim mean you can push the light away and then you can marry to have the light of wisdom. ותדע שמקור מהתיקון הזה נעשה ביום כיפור. You want to know how to fix the whole universe? Only on Yom Kippur you can fix it. על ידי השעיר לעזאזל. And what's the act they used to do in the desert? שעיר לעזאזל. This goat that you push על ידי איש איתי, המדברה, that's actually how you fix everything. כי ביום הכיפורים מתגלה החוכמה על ידי הלבשת המלכות בבינה. How do you do that? How do you reveal the light of wisdom? If it's forbidden light? Well, מתגלה החוכמה על ידי הלבשת המלכות בבינה. Malchut, which is a location where the light of wisdom is supposed to go to, meaning our vessel, our desire, we eventually need that light. But we need it in metukan. We cannot receive that light when it's mekulkal. We cannot receive it for ourselves alone. So we fix the malchut going to bina. What is malchut going up to bina? Bina is a sphera which is all chesed, all the chasadim, light of mercy. If you mix light of mercy, light of wisdom, is okay. So we take in our retzonot, we take in our desire, and we elevate it to a place of mercy, and now we can have light of wisdom, because we need the light of wisdom. חוכמה תחיה את בעליה. ואז נותן אהרון לשני אסירים גורלות. אהרון put a lottery between the two goats, one for עזאזל, one for להשם. אשר שעיר אחד הוא סוד דינים דנוקבה. One goat is judgment of nukva. What does nukva mean? Nekev. Nekev means holes. But what does that mean? Something missing. ושעיר הבית הוא דינים דדוחה. הנמשכים מגרד החוכמה. The other one is dinim deducha. Ducha means male. It's a complete judgment. Where will be a complete judgment? In 6 sefirot or in the upper 3? Upper 3, because that's more elevated. So in upper 3, which is more elevated, that's the whole place where is the totality of the judgment. That's the goat. גורל אחד להשם, היינו הסיר שבו נדינים דנוקבה, כוח תקיעת השופר. Where is the goat that we are using for sacrifice? Dinim denukva. Why? Because we already removed with the shofar the gimel rishonot of kaf small of bina. We remove it. By us removing it, of course, that goat is holy, it's going to Hashem. But the place of the vacuum, where gimel rishonot no longer exists, because ראש שנה, עולה להשם, לקו האמצעי. So that's going to be sacrificed. The first goat. Why it's going to be sacrificed? Because we took care of it on ראש שנה. That's called דינים דנוקבה. מקבל הערת חוכמה מבחינת דבק, כדרך הקדושה. So now we're getting the light of wisdom in perfection. Perfection. וגורל אחד לעזאזל. So why do we need another goat for עזאזל? Why? דהיינו השעיר שבו דינים דדוחה. The second goat is דינים דדוחה. It's קומה שלמה of דינים, not of חסדים. So now you're having the old judgment, מתגלה עליו גרד החוכמה. That's the goat that has the גרד החוכמה, that we already remove it on ראש השנה, מכוח שממשיך הערת החוכמה ממעלה למטה כדרך הסייב וחלף. Because light of wisdom can be only used if you don't use it for yourself alone. If you use it for the sake of sharing. ואחר כך ושלח את השעיר במדבר, דהיינו שנגלו עליו כל האנשים הנמשכים לדבקים בו. What does that mean? That we push the goat from the mountain, and a person with one eye, it's called ish iti, funny iti, like E-N-T, that space movie. Okay, so ish iti, it's pushing it from the mountain. Why? To show what happened to the people who follow only light that coming from above to below. מחמת שמוכרחים להימשך אחריו אל המדבר והאחרון. Why דווקא in the desert? Why דווקא in a place where there is nobody live there? Nothing in the desert, not even birds. Because when you push it to there to remind people that even if you think you follow something real, when you're going after Gimel Rishonot Chochmah left column, even if you think you're going after your temptation, after your desire, you're going after midbar vechorban, you're going after nothingness. ואז בית הדינים נתקנו, then we fix both dinim with that. כי דינים דנוקבה נתקלו על ידי שעלה עליהם הגורל השם. The way we fix the judgment, the female judgment, that we already fixed that on Rosh Hashanah, why we call it dinim denukva, is because nekeva minik chaser, meaning something is lacking. Lacking what? Lacking gimel rishonot. So this dinim denukva, this is goral Hashem, this is already going to Hashem. שהוא קו האמצעי, which is through the korban, because what is korban? Krav nun, fighting with the nun, fighting with the nefilah, whatever you're falling. What is mizbeach? Mizbeach, malchut zeir anpin bina v'chochma, right? This is how we're fixing. Why it have to be mizbeach, malchut zeir anpin bina v'chochma? Because it's going from below to above. It doesn't go from above to below. שתיקן אותם בהרד ו' קצוות החוכמה, from below to above. וכדי שלא יתאחז סבך א' במקום החיסרון של גרד החוכמה, but we have a vacuum that was created, we remove the negativity, no more, from Rosh Hashanah. But hey, there's a vacuum there. It's a vacuum there. Where is usually Satan like to go? To a place of chisaron. You are miserable, Satan is next to you. You are unhappy, Satan is next to you. You're feeling you don't have enough friends, Satan is next to you. You're not happy with your wife, Satan is next to you. מקום החיסרון. ניתן לו אסיר לזה להמשיך גרד החוכמה עם כל הדינים והעונשים. So we give the goat to the desert, to the midbar, to the chorban, to the Satan, to the sitra achad, to yetzer hara, and we throw it from the mountain so it will break down. ואז כתגור, נעשה סיידגור. Then immediately, the persecutor, the one who's against us, become a defender. כי לא ירצה להתאחד במקום חיסרון דגרד החוכמה, כדי שלא יקלקל הגר של עצמו, שיונק והסיר לעזאזל. What's the trick that we're doing here? What's the technology that we're actually doing here? The secret, the technology that we're actually doing here, that the Satan doesn't want to bother us now, because he knows that he's holding the vacuum. We take that vacuum and we're throwing it from the mountain. Where do you think it's going to go? It's going to stay there, up there, waiting for what? There's nothing coming. We take the Kohen. The Kohen is the representative of all the people of Israel. We put Yadayim, he put his hand on the goat, and he put all the Avonot Bnei Israel from last year and Be'ezrat Hashem for the future year. And he put everything on the goat, and then he push him. So where is the Satan going to sit in the chair and waiting for his parnasa to come? Waiting for his negativity to come? No. He said, hey, it's with the goat. I'm going after that goat. וגם אין פחד שיחטיא העולם שימשיכו ממעלה למטה. And he doesn't want to bother people, that they will draw the light from above to below, because there is a vacuum there, and whatever left of that vacuum we also put into the goat. מחמת רוב הדינים הרובצים עליו, אז שולחים אותו המדברה. מתבאספים כולם דהיינו כל הדינים בין הדינים דונוקווה, ובין דונוקווה כמבואר. So everything become purified. וזה שאמר בעוד קט"ו, יתיב חד גבאי, דהיינו אותו שהוא מבחינת דינים דונוקווה יישב אצלי, וכל לבב צעות דוחוק מהדרך הקדושה, השם say to the Kohen, the vav ktsavot the kedusha, meaning the way to draw the light of wisdom. There is a way to draw light of wisdom if you show chasadim, Torah lishma, mitzvot lishma, vegmilut chasadim. You do that, you have enough place where to put the light, because after tzimtzum you can no longer receive light. You can only receive light through or choser, by pushing it away. So what happened? Kedusha. What do you think kedusha is? Kedusha has been given. V'chad yazil v'yashod da'alma. So one goat we sacrifice to Hashem. That's the goat that we doing it in holiness. The other goat we get rid of. דהיינו לפתות בני העולם שימשיכו לו הגר מלמעלה למטה אחרי חפצו. ואז הולך הסדרה להחתים בני אדם שימשיכו לו הגרת החומה ממעלה למטה. So we put the goat in the desert and we leave it for the people who want to draw the light from above to below. נפיק היזל ושת בעלמא ושכח לו לישראל בכמה פולחנים, דהיינו שלגע הקולות כדברים מעלת הסיר אשר עלה עליו הגורל להשם, למרות המוחים וגדולים משכים ממנו, לא בתוך עבדינים הנשיאים וגדולים, סיר אשר עלה עליו הגורל להזל. So we make distinguish, is that the word, distinguish between the two goats. We know now clarity. This goat vav ktsavot, this is possible to have all the chokhmah, and this is fall apart to everything. As כל ישראל מדבקים בהשם. That gone, that the way to connect. Of course we connect to השם. בכל נפשם, we don't have soul. ועשית רעך לא יכול מהל באו בלתורה. The dark side cannot complain. Why? מחמת הפחד. מדינים הנגלים עמו. He cannot even say nothing. ונודע שאותם בית דינים הנזכרים שורשי כל החטאים והעוונות. The reason for all the sin and crime that we are doing, unfortunately, coming either from dinim de nukva, either dinim de ducha. What is dinim de nukva? Give me an example. You are doing something because you like it, but it's the wrong thing to like. That's dinim de nukva. Maze dinim de ducha. You are doing something because you don't have jealousy, and you go kill somebody's husband, so you take his wife. That's dinim de ducha כבר. זה גימל ראשונות. That's the different. והעוונות, כיוון שאותם בית דינים השורשים נתקנו, כבר בטוחים שבני ישראל לא יחטאו. Now we know that בני ישראל is צדיקים. That's why when you see a Jewish person after Yom Kippur, you call him a tzaddik, tzadeket. If you see somebody after תפילת הנעילה בכיפור, you are knowing, you're looking at tzaddikim. Doesn't matter who they are, tzaddikim. That's what you need to remember. וזה שלמר שהלכין ללמוד תולד לכל חבר ישראל, לנו כאן שהוא נשא סיר עליו את כל עוונם ולא ארץ גזרה, כי ישראל נעשו בטוחים שלא יחטאו עוד. The beauty, it's promised you're not going to make a sin anymore after Yom Kippur. I mean, if you want to put a screwdriver into your hand, nobody will stop you. But if you don't do anything, you will be a tzaddik till the next year. מחמת הדינים שנגלו עם הסיר שנשלח לארץ גזרה, ואז יכפר להם, ובזה נתבהר היטב מה ששאל רבי אבא. I want to add another section. That's a short one. This is more pshat of the Zohar, but important. And I'm reading from Zohar אחרי מות. סעיף קל"ז. And this is what Moshe Rabbeinu want to share with us for Yom Kippur. And I think if Moses want to share it, we should listen. משום זה יש לנו ביום הזה להשליך עצם לכלב. Moshe Rabbeinu put it to the people of Israel a little bit with the decoration, with the picture. Say, when you have a dog, you throw a bone to the dog. דהיינו השעיר לעזאזל. You want to know what that goat that we give to the desert? We give the dark side a bone. שבעוד שהוא גורר העצם, when he's biting the bone or trying to bite the bone or licking the bone, יכנוס מי שיכנוס להיכל המלך. Then we can enter all Bnei Israel to the chamber of the king. That's what Moshe Rabbeinu wants us to remember on Yom Kippur. To be, Moshe Rabbeinu believed we should be fear of judgment, but in the same time, appreciate that holiday more than any other holiday exists in the world. It's funny, in Israel, it doesn't matter how much crime people are doing. In Israel, everybody do Yom Kippur. Everybody becomes tzaddik in Israel. No cars in the street. Everybody keep Yom Kippur in their own way. People walk in the street, some people pray, some people don't, but they know, they respect that day. You have a feeling. When you go in Israel, it doesn't matter if you're Tel Aviv, or in Arad, or in Beer Sheva, or in Sderot, or in Netivot, or in Pardes Katz, or in Tzfat, or in Rosh Pina, or in Nahariya, Metula, Tveria, Yerushalayim, Hebron, every place you're going to go, Kiryat Melachi, Yad Binyamin, wherever you're going to go, Be'er Yaakov, you're going to feel Kedushat Hayom. Why? Because the dogs are busy with the bones. And you can talk to Hashem directly. There is a Hasidic story about a Hasid that say about this day. He said, how can we explain that story? And he said like this, that Hashem come to the Satan complained to Hashem that the people of Israel don't love him. And Hashem said to Satan, no, they are in love with me 100%, not 99%, 100% in love with me. So Satan said, how come they don't come to you? So I tell you what, I go to this corner, Hashem say, Satan, you go to this corner, but you leave the chicken in the middle. Don't hold him with your grip. Don't look at him and tempting him. If you let him the natural tendency of the chicken, he will go to a true owner. I mean, they use the word of chicken. I don't think it's the best example for your kaparot, but the idea that what I want to explain, or what the Hasid want to explain, is the natural tendency of Bnei Israel, they want to choose God. But because the dark side know that he can benefit from them, is seducing them. So if you let them go, that's what Hashem says to Satan, if you let them go, they come back to me. Just let them go. Yom Kippur is a trick that we plan to understand, that he let us go, and then you see Bnei Israel נמשכים אליו. משכני, אחריך נרוצה. משכני, אחריך נרוצה. משכני, אחריך נרוצה. You pulling me, that's what we ask Hashem. Pulling me from that grip. Pulling me. Not pulling me like this. We're not walking in the street and we ask Hashem to pull us. No, we know that there is things that are holding us. Different addiction, different kavod, different jealousy, different chaos. Everybody suffers from something. But if we don't have that, משכני, תוציא רק משכני. I don't need a lot. אחריך נרוצה, it's up to me, I said to Hashem. I will do אחריך נרוצה. But you do משכני. Do the משכני, I promise I do אחריך נרוצה. I have issues. That's how you should pray to Hashem in Yom Kippur. To say the משכני. That's what you pray in Yom Kippur, משכני. תוציא אותי מזה. תוציא אותי. I'm not enjoying sinning to you, Hashem. I'm not enjoying getting angry. I'm not. So משכני. And you will see how much אחריך נרוצה. ואין מי שימחה בידו כי המכדרר טרוד במתנה שלו ואחר כך עוד ינדנד לו בזנבו. Moses said, it's like a dog that מנדנד בזנבו, he does with a tail like this, wag. We don't have wag when מנדנד, meaning it's like נדנדה. He's swinging with the tail, meaning he's happy because he's טרוד במתנה שלו. He's busy with his gift. Those selfish people, when you buy them gift, they don't even look at their note. You just tear up the paper and they want to see what you give them. And then if the gift is expensive, and if it's not, they go like this. They don't even look at what you wrote to them. I think if you want to choose a real friend, always look at the friend that look at the letter you wrote, more than the gift. Because the letter is the order chasadim. The gift is order chokmah. The letter you wrote is important. The card. So we give the gift, the Ainu says Sanegor. And because we give him the gift of that goat, say Moshe Rabbeinu, he become your friend now, the Satan. מה כתוב? והתוודע עליו את כל עוונות בני ישראל. It's about the Kohen that he has to confess all the עוונות, all the sin of בני ישראל. וכתוב ונשא השעיר עליו את כל עוונותם, say Moshe Rabbeinu. And the goat will carry all the עוונות, all the sin. כיוון שהשעיר ראה השעיר הזה מתעורר חשקו אליו. The dark side say, oh my God, that God conclude and include the last year and include all the sin of Bnei Israel. I want that goat. להשתכלל עמו, ואינו יודע מאלו העוונות שלקח השעיר עליו. And he doesn't know what kind of sin this goat has. הוא חוזר לישראל ורואה אותם בלי עוונות ובלי פשעים. He's busy so much with the goat, but the goat is like a vacuum cleaner, took all the sin. And when he come back to Bnei Israel, on Yom Kippur, remember that, on Yom Kippur, as you enter Yom Kippur, בנעילה, as נעילה come, you're perfection tzaddik, not 99, 100% tzaddik. A Yenuka in Israel says something beautiful. He says some people in Yom Kippur busy with the sin they did 10 years ago. He says it's a wrong thing to do. Because every year, on Hoshana Rabbah, God tear apart all the sin from last year. So if chas v'shalom, you're busy with what you did 10 years ago, you've been tricked. Nothing. You start a new year, ראש השנה, נגמר. מראש השנה עד עכשיו מה עשית? זה מה שעשית. That's it. That's the tshuva. Otherwise the tshuva is not really working. That's when you don't believe in Hashem, the tshuva is really working. So why you do tshuva? That's what the Yunuk, I like that he say that. So on Yom Kippur, on the Ne'ilah, you have to walk like a tzaddik. And the Hasidim said, don't sin because you're perfect. Don't sin because you're not perfect. Because you're so clean, you're so perfect, walk with proud. You're one of Bnei Israel. You didn't do any sin. Hashem look at you. Wow. You're the tzaddik walking in the street of America or Israel or London or Los Angeles or Miami, wherever in Mexico. You're the tzaddik. כי כולם שורים על ראש השעיר. הוא עולה למעלה. הוא משבח אותם לפני הקדוש ברוך הוא. Then Satan has to speak good about us. When? On Yom Kippur. Because all the sinning in the goat, we are now tzaddikim. And he said to God, wow, those people, unbelievable. הקדוש ברוך הוא רואה העדות. Then הקדוש ברוך הוא opening the door to him. And he listened to his witness that he said, בני ישראל הצדיקים. של המקטרג. Not only, it's one thing that your defenders say you're good. But now the persecutor, the one who's against you, the one who want to kill you, say, listen, judge, I have to admit, this guy is good. After he was looking for you all Rosh Hashanah and before Rosh Hashanah, now he said, no, he's good. No case anymore. והואיל שחשקו לרחם על עמו, God only want to have mercy on his people, and the persecutors say they good. אין מה לעשות. אף על פי שהוא יודע כל מעשה, הוא מרחם על ישראל. God know everything that happened. He only looking for Melitz Yosher, to enforce that come and tell him that his children did well. It's like a father. He's very angry with his son. Very angry. The son is not behaving, screaming, yelling, don't do homework, and all this and that. Then he come to what we call Asefat Horim. What do you call it? Teacher meeting parents. Teacher meeting parents, and he sits very angry. He's ready to hear all the bad thing. And the teacher said, listen, the beginning of the year I was worried about your son. And the father said, yes, me too. He said, hey, wait. But I have to tell you, your son is outstanding. Everything he behaves and does and the homework. I never met a child like this. You think the father now going to be busy with what he want to tell the teacher? The father said, oh, my son, thank you, teacher. That's what exactly happened. וכל התיקון שורה בזה שלא יתעורר יסוד הדין מלמעלה, מתחזק הדין הזה ויוכלו בני העולם. The reason that the בני Israel are doing it, that the 8 billion people of the world will not die. So the 8 billion people depends on the Jewish people doing that work. If the Jewish people not do this work, the whole universe will vanish. That's unfortunately, when there is anti-Semitism, is not happening because the non-Jewish hate the Jew. It's happening because there is a force of negativity from above, called the Satan, going to the brain of a non-Jew, and the non-Jew have to hate the Jew, and by hating the Jew cannot pray on Yom Kippur, and by not praying on Yom Kippur, that non-Jew has to die. Very sad. If the non-Jew will know that the Jewish person saved him, how much he will make sure. Like it used to be in the Muslim countries, my grandfather used to be telling me that they used to pray on Yom Kippur, and if there is a wedding on Yom Kippur for the Muslim, they used to stop the music as they get close to a synagogue. Everybody stop the music. Muslim. Once they passed the synagogue, then the music began again. Because they knew. They used to come to the rabbi, they used to come to my grandfather and ask for help for different things. Because they knew that part. כי זה בא מדין קשה. ואם דין הזה מתעורר, הוא מתעורר בעוונות בני אדם, כי אין לו התעוררות לעלות למעלה לעורר דין הקשה רק בשביל עוונות בני אדם. כי בשעה שאדם עושה עוון, מתאסף זה וכמה אלפים עוזרים עמו. So what happened, he said to us, if that judgment being awake through the sin of people, it's not coming one thing, coming thousand of things. מתקבצים שם, לוקחים אותו, מעלים למעלה רחמן הצילנו. And they're elevating that sin to the above. ועל כל נתן הקדוש ברוך הוא יצא לישראל לנצל בכל הצדדים. כתוב אשרי העם שככה לא אשריהם שהשם לא אהב. And Hashem gave our people different way to remove from negativity. ביאור המאמר. I will do the best I can to explain it. שמצד המלכות זה צמצום א', המכונה מנעולה. From the point of צמצום א', צמצום א' meaning the first restriction, the first contraction, the first צמצום. צמצום meaning when malchut say, I don't want to receive. When our desire said, I don't want to receive because I want to have an affinity with the Creator. We call it man'ula. Why we call it man'ula? Man'ula means lock. We're locking it. אין המלכות בתחתונים נמשכים ממנה ראויים לקבל אור העליון. We say we don't want any light. כי כוח הצמצום המסך רוכב עליה שלא תקבל שום אור. Because we decided we're not going to get any light. צמצום. ראה הקדוש ברוך הוא שאין העולם מתקיים. God said, it's very nice of you, it's very noble of you to try to become like me, but you still need breathing, food, water, life. You cannot exist. על כן העלה המלכות למידת הרחמים שהיא בינה. That's why God took our desire, and he said to us, I'm going to refine your desire. I'm going to make your desire a little bit more sweet. How? By elevating the desire to receive for oneself alone, which is called light of Chokhmah, into Binah, which is light of mercy, or the Chasadim, what we call Tzimtzum Bet, ונמתקה בה שמלכות ומתוקת ונזרע מבטחה, and he turned the lock into a key. מבחינתה, יכולים המלכות התחתונים והשכים לקבל אורות עליונים. Now you can receive the light that you want to receive. That's what happened in Yom Kippur. אמנם, גם אחרי שנתקלה המלכות בכלים דמבטוחה, even after the receiver was fixed with vessels of keys, meaning vessels that been elevated to mercy, אין הנקודה דמנעולה נהדרת ממנה לגמרי. You don't totally cancel the aspect of desire to receive for oneself alone, totally. It's still there, called manula, lock. אלא שנגנזה בה, היא just hidden there. אבן מה עשו הבונים. שבשביל זה נקראת המלכות לצדה טוב ורע. For that reason, malchut is called tree of knowledge good and bad, that Adam sinned there. What is etzadat tov era? there is tov, there is ra, there is good and bad. Shim zachar, atov. If you marry it, it's a dat tov, it's good. שהמנעולה נגנזת ונעלמת, meaning you hide your selfish agenda. והמבטחה שולטת בה. Then the key is controlling, מבטוחה is controlling. מבטוחה meaning מלכות going up to בינה, merciful. ואז מקבל את כל האורות מהירה לתחתונים, ואם לא זכה, if he's not married, כי הוא חוטא, because he's sin, רע meaning רצון עצמי, meaning thinking about himself, אז חוזרת מתגלה המנעולה. Then he's awakening the manula, awakening that malchut, the midat adin. Malchut, the midat adin, there is tzimtzum. If there is tzimtzum, there is no light. If there is no light, there is death. You cannot be busy with what you want all the time. B'shoresh achote. Then the roots of a sinner is, I want what I want and I want it now. I can't help myself. I want it, I want it. I want to eat. I want to eat. I want kavod. I want respect. I want recognition. Because that's manula. They're telling you the name is manula. Manula meaning lock. Don't open it. That's why the sinner has to die. Why he has to die? Because his roots is manula. In manula there is no light. ואין לשאול, כיוון שרצה הקדוש ברוך הוא בקיום בעולם ותיקן המלכות בנקודה המבטחה, אם כן היה ראוי שבטל לגמרי את המנעולה. So Rav Ashlag said, if it's so, and Hashem wants us to be exist, and He wants everything to be perfect, why do we need the manula? Let Hashem just make maftucha, and we get the light, and everybody is happy. מידת הרחמים, it's good. ולא שתחזור ותתעורר בסיבת חטא. Why is Hashem has to create the world every time you sin, you're awakening the manula? Because it says, Rav Ashlag, when it says in Bereshit, והנה טוב מאוד. It says, והנה טוב מאוד. When the word טוב מאוד say the Zohar, da malach amavet. It's the angel of death. ללבת להלמין מעלמא, עלמא יצטרך לה. We cannot cancel angel of death. Why? Because the word W-O-R-L-D needed. Why? כי אף על פי שנקודת המנעולה גומרת המיתה. אם כל זה העולם צריך לה. ואין לבטלה קודם גמר התיקון. We can cancel it till the end of the תיקון. Why? There's 3 levels of existence. The first level of existence, it's an הקדמה of Zohar, is in the Ein Sof. When the soul, the Gemara Tikkun, Tchiyat HaMetim, Bet HaMikdash, everything already finished. Because there is no time from God's point of view. So the beginning and the end is in one point. The second level is 6,000 years where we're fixing ourselves through Torah and mitzvot, and Maasim Tovim, or we're fixing ourselves through suffering. The third aspect is when we're fixing the body. This is after the resurrection of the dead, Tchiyat HaMetim. So what is it saying here? It's saying here, the angel of death still have to kill the person every time is awakening the manula. Now we try to explain what Moshe Rabbeinu say about throwing the bones to the dog. דהיינו השעיר לעזאזל לשודדי עבודת ישראל מתגלים עליו הגר דחוכמה דשמאל. עם הדינים הקשים שבהם, שהסדרה אחת נהנה מהם מאוד. What do we do with the goat? We are putting there all the negativity that we drew from manula. We put in that goat. מטעם שאומר, בגין הוא קץ כל בשר, אין שם. כן נבחן זה כמו שמשליכים עצם לכלב. It's like throwing a bone. I mean, why is the Zohar have to use the word etzem? Why is Moshe Rabbeinu have to use the word etzem? Etzem means bone. Where do you mention the word bone in the Torah? Atzmot Yosef. They took the bones of Yosef. What is bones? Atzmuto. The essence of thing. מה זה essence? או דחוכמה. ונעשה כל זה כדי שהסדרה האחת לא יקטרג על ישראל. We are doing all this system so the Sitra Achad, the dark side, will not awake the Gimel Rishonot again because of the sin, because they touched the Manula, they should forbidden to do. When he's busy drawing or carrying these bones, he's busy, he let us be busy to go to the chamber of God. Who is going to the chamber of God? הכהן הגדול, the high priest on Yom Kippur, ימשיך אורות וכל טוב מהיכל המלך, is drawing the light and goodness and wonderful thing from the chamber of God, ולהתמדמים בידו, and nobody can stop him. כי הסדרה לא יקטרק עליו. How come the dark side doesn't persecute him? How come the dark side doesn't speak bad about him? לגלות המנולה, to awake the lock, המסלק את האורות, the lock that's supposed to remove the light, and everybody will die for what they did. כי אז יאבד גם הוא עצמו את המתנה Because the dark side said, hey, wait a minute. If I'm going to speak bad about those people, then the gift with all the sin of last year, everything they stole from Gimel Rishonot from Manula is in that goat. I'm not talking bad about him. If I'm talking bad about him, I'm losing all that gift. So I rather keep my mouth shut. I'm actually going to speak good about them. Not only that he's not speaking bad about us, he's wagging his tail. Why? What does wagging his tail mean? ישבח לישראל, סרב אשלג. He speak good about בני ישראל בשביל זה. כמו שאמר והולך לפרש יותר. ונשא השעיר. מבאר איך נושא עליו השעיר? את כל עבודות בני ישראל. How do you do it? That they go take all of our sin? ואומר כיוון דיהו חמי העיר שעיר טובתה לגבי ולהשתכנע בעדה. כי אין חשקולה בבשר. שהוא חוכמה דשמאל הנגלית על ראש השעיר. What is the dark side want? Meat, flesh, killing people. So the meat we giving him is through the goat. We put everything there. We're storing it there. ולא ידע מיון דוחבין דקת דאינטרזן. כי כל הלהראות החוכמה דשמאל לא נגלו במלכות אלא במלחמה שנגנזה בנקודה דמנולה. In מלכות there is no light because there is manula. Cannot reveal because of צמצום. ורק נקודה מבטחה משמשת בה בגלוי. What can be revealed? Only the thing that מלכות joined the בינה, meaning the merciful side. I'm sorry if it's too deep for you. If it's too deep, please see me in private or call me and I will be more than happy בלי נדר to help you with that. ורק נקודת המפתח המשמשת בה בגילוי. And only the מפתוחה is being activated, ונמצא שבתוך השעיר הזה נכלל בו בגניזו הנקודה דמנולה. So the נקודה דמנולה, the lock is actually within that שעיר, within that goat. המסלקת את האורות האלו, that remove that type of light, but the סטרא אחא לא ידע מזה משום שנגנזה. But the dark side doesn't know it because it's been hidden. ומשום שטרוד בשעיר, and he doesn't even know what's happening in the upper world, meaning the left column of Binah where Gimel Rishonot is, because he's so busy with the gift that he got, the goat, אינו רוצה לאבד אורותיו, doesn't want to lose that light. מה הוא עושה? תב לגבי יהודה שכם, אני לא חובין, שווה לקבל כל משהו. He said, listen God, I rest my case, I have no problem with these Jewish people, I have no problem with Bnei Israel. No, they give me that gift, I love them, I'm good. כי על כל פשעים תכסה האהבה. כי רוצה שישראל יהיו זכאים ולא תגלה המנעולה כדי שלא יוכל להחזיק גם בשעיר שלו. He said to himself, wait a minute, if I'm going to complain of בני ישראל and I'm going to awake the manula, then no light will be revealed. If no light will be revealed there, then I cannot make them sin. Right now they give me all the sin within this goat, I'm taking it. I'm taking what available. I'm not going to wait all year for somebody to sin. And God who know everything still have mercy on Bnei Israel. God know that he lock the manula. The light will not disappear because of God, because God is merciful. God is center column. קודש הבריך הוא center column. כי הקדוש ברוך הוא ברחמים על ישראל, שעל כן גנז המנולה. Because God is merciful on בני ישראל, that's why he's locking the manula. וגילה מידת הרחמים, and reveal the mercy attribute. וכל עוד שעשית רעך אינו מקטרג על זה, until the dark side is not complaining on that, לא יתעורר שום דין מחמת ידיעתו. No judgment will be revealed because God knowing it. וזה שאמר בגין דלא יתערר עזת ידיעה מלילה, שהדין אינו מתעורר מלמעלה. There is no judgment coming from above. ויתערר ויבדין מתעורר נגלית המנולה. היי בחובר בני אנשי יתערר. So the only way you can wake up that judgment again is only from below, meaning from people. שמחמת החטא, unfortunately, is because of the sin. שיש לו כוח לסדר רק לעורר דין המנולה. When a person commit a crime, he's awakening the Gimel Rishonot of Kaf Small and awakening the Dinim of Kaf Small. At that moment that Hashem is saying that the manula cannot stop because you Hashem did mercy, did everything for you and he can do more. But if he do more, there is no point, there is no emet. ד' תורות לסדר כדי לדין הקשה, כי אין תורות לסדר איך לעלות למעלה, לעורר הדין הקשה, לא מנולה. There is no point for the dark side to awakening the thing above. Only people can do that, because we give the goat. בא בדלת חובב בני נשרה בשביל החטאים של בני אדם. He doesn't want to be busy with your sin on יום כיפור. אם לא זכה רע, אבל אם עשית רע אינו מגלה, אף על פי שהקדוש ברוך הוא יודע, אין זה מזיק כלום, כי בכוונה גנז הקדוש ברוך הוא מידת הדין. God purposely cancel not cancel, hide the attribute of judgment, the manula, וגילה בו מפתח, and revealed only the מפתוחה, only the mercy, שהוא שיתוף רחמים בדין, כדי לקיים העולם במידת הרחמים. So the world will exist in מידת הרחמים. Before I finish, I know it was a difficult part, a difficult section. What I want you to get from that is to know that on Yom Kippur, God is so merciful with us. Bli ayin hara. It's so beautiful. He's taken all this thing and through the Kohen, put it on that goat, put it in the desert, let the dark side busy with that goat in the desert, and then Man'ula is hide. So nobody should think about sin on Yom Kippur, Chas v'Shalom, in the whole year. And at that moment, there is Maftucha. Maftucha meaning your retzonot, your desires being elevated to Bina. How do you do it? You do it with the 5 aspects of restriction. Not eating, not drinking, sandal. Make sure you have a rubber shoes. Don't make the rubber shoes too comfortable, okay? Rubber shoes. When you pray, you can pray with socks if you want. No sex and no shower and perfume. Those are the 5 categories that help you be in that maftucha in bina, because this is the chasadim. When you're not thinking what to receive, the basic things for the body, then the body is part of manula. That's why the body died. That's why the body has to be buried. Manula. Why is the body die? Because the body is part of manula. That's where it's getting all the light. If it's part of manula, then of course it has to die because it's your neck from kaf small gar. It's not allowed. But the soul is part of maftucha because it's more me'uzan. Thank you very much for listening. May you have Gmar Chatima Tova, Yom Kippur Sameach. I hope it will get to your house before Shabbat. Best I can. Toda rabah.